Hi there. We're back. The Single Man Chef. I'm Grant Patterson. We've put our salmon in the pan, and because we're running it low and slow, it takes a little bit of time to come up to speed. But by now all the butter is melted, and we're just going to put a little bit of seasoning in on it. Me, I'm a huge fan of this stuff, okay? No particular brand endorsement implied. You can get other stuff that's pretty good too, but okay, this is the best. High seasoned salt. Salt, you need salt to cook, but this also has like a lot of other spices in it that I enjoy, like paprika. It kind of give it a very interesting taste. So I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of this on it. Generally, when you're salting a dish, you want to do it from high up. And why is that? Because you're aerating. Oxygen, remember we were talking about wine? When you're doing that, you're oxygenating it. When you're doing this with salt, from up here, instead of down here close, again, oxygen gets in there. Oxygen is good for flavor. I've got 2 halves of a lime here, okay? I'm gonna save one for when it starts getting a little bit hotter and I wanna create a reaction. But I'm gonna start off with the first one. I'm just gonna hand squeeze it, again from high up, over my pan. There we go. So what you got now, how it looks. Okay. Still looking nice and bright red. Okay, not even close to doneness yet. But you're already starting to get a reaction there. The butter, the lime, and the fats in the fish starting to cook together. And that's good. We want to leave that for a little bit. You don't want to flip it and flop it around too much. I used to be quite a flipper and flopper of food. I couldn't leave it alone. Then I started paying attention to what Francis Mallman was saying, and he says, you don't do that. You have to respect the point of first contact of any food with heat. And what that means is when you put a piece of protein down on a hot surface, this also applies to a lot of vegetables too. You're cooking peppers, or you're cooking tomatoes. You have to allow that piece of flesh to become accustomed to the heat. At first it's going to stick. So if you try and peel it away too fast, you're going to leave part of that food stuck to the pan, okay? So you have to let it get accustomed, stiffen, and then relax a little bit, okay? And then later, whatever else is stuck is gold if you know how to properly deglaze it, okay? So for now, we've got that skin side down. We're just gonna let it burble and percolate a little bit. There's not too much else that we're gonna add to this, okay? It's all pretty much set now. It's just a matter of when do we take it off. The only things that we are gonna add is, I keep the butter on standby, just in case it looks like maybe the sauce is getting a little bit thin, maybe it needs a bit more. Nothing wrong with just a little bit more butter. And dill, fresh dill. Dill and fish go together like feet and socks. And it's really painful to try and cook fish down in Brazil because there's no dill. No, it's an exotic thing there. I think there's maybe only 2 or 3 places in Sao Paulo that you can get it, okay? It's just not used, and it's a shame because that really tart flavor of dill brings out something in fish that's just incredible, right? And the fresher the dill, the better. And when it comes to deglazing time, with fish, I like to use wine. Now, here's a lesson on cooking with wine. I got 2 wines here. One is my friend Peter's homemade Plonk, and the other is a fairly decent Sauvignon Blanc from Chile. Which one do you think I'm drinking, and which one do you think is going in on the fish, okay? Put the good stuff in yourself. put the crummy stuff, I mean, it's passable, but come on. Put the crummy stuff in there with the food. Why? Because when you use alcohol in cooking, you're not going to really taste the quality of it anyways. It's not like you're drinking it. All the alcohol burns away anyways. So you're basically just taking advantage of the acids in that wine in order to deglaze. So, you know, save the good stuff for yourself. Now, in the next video, I'm going to show you what happens when it's time to start flipping it over and how we finish it off and know that it's done. And then that'll be about it. Till next time.